Evening all, let's have a look at the rail rifle. Right, today what we're going to do is we're going to show you the rail rifle. We're going to have a bit of a discussion about it, and I'm going to show you it in action. But before we do that, let's talk about fittings. What you do is you'll find that the rail rifle comes in two kind of flavors. And I want to call these the CAC rifle and the ISHK rifle. These are just really because these are the two different types of the gun. So you have pretty much standard, prototype, and advanced, and I would say that the rail rifle really is split into two, like the TAC AR and the Devol, or rather the normal AR. The rail rifle comes with a longer range, lower rate of fire, but higher damage variant, which is the Capsuleer prototype version, and that has a scope on it. And the other one is more of an assault. It's the Ishikoni Assault rail rifle, which I don't think there is an advanced version of. I think it's either pretty much basic, or in fact I think it's only in advanced prototype rather. So pretty much the rail rifle, I would say, is a kind of scoped longer range kind of gun. And once you get to prototype, you can then run the variant, which we'll show you probably later. The models look the same, so I think actually the Ishikoni and the Capsuleer look the same because they both show a scope, but the Ishikoni doesn't have a scope, so just bear that in mind. It doesn't make much of a difference to me, but I know some players will actually rather run with a scope, so that's probably worth considering. What I generally would run this with is actually a scout suit, but I'm going to save that for another video because I've got a really nice little video for that coming up. But what I generally was running this before I changed back to scout was the Caldari Assault suit, and it works very well on that, obviously, because it's got a good sort of tank. What I have done though, and I'll show this in just a moment, is I have actually put some more tank back on. In my mind, it feels as if the whole TTK thing has been reduced slightly, because what I'm finding is that I'm not being shot down instantly anymore. Maybe this is because Devols have been nerfed. It was only Devols that were ever killing me, and the change that has happened to Devols feels like they have really been, well, nerfed, I guess. So to me, I'm not really feeling the need to put a huge amount of damage mods on my fits anymore. So as you can see, I've gone back to 2 complex plates and 2 complex damage mods only. I am actually tempted to drop the second damage mod and put a third shield extender back on, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not entirely convinced yet that it's really needed. This is mostly advanced gear actually as well, so other than the complex and the prototype weapon, the majority of the fit from that point forward is actually advanced. So it's an advanced flalock, M1 grenades, a compact nano hive, 2 advanced plates, and an enhanced CPU for that one. For my scout suit, much the same, a little bit more prototype in essence, but advanced grenades, etc. So I don't know. I think personally the rail rifle is obviously pretty good on any suit, to be honest with you. It doesn't have any heat concerns. It doesn't have any kind of problem generally, so I think you can run it on kind of anything. The way I would use this rifle, and here we go into some footage. This is the Ishikoni assault rifle, rail rifle rather, and as you can see, it's got a very nice iron sight, and it's a very much a run and gun, brawling, get up close, kind of shoot them from the hip kind of gun, and it's actually very good. The way these things work, and again, the misconception of rail rifles is that you fire one shot, then it recharges, fire one shot, then it recharges, because you've probably used the railgun turret. Well, let me reassure you that's not the case. You spool up, which in like a quarter of a second, you spool up the shot, and then you quote let rip. So that's it, and then it's like a stream of bullets until your clip runs dry or you let go of the trigger. So be aware of that. If you're engaged in kind of close combat fighting, if you stop firing, you have to then spool up again. So there is a fair penalty for using this, but I would say it's minor. My opinion after using this gun for a couple of days now is I have now switched to the Capsuleer variant, because I'm finding that I generally don't engage at point blank. I'm usually engaging at kind of the TAC AR range previously. So the Capsuleer one is a longer range, slightly less rate of fire, but at higher damage, and it's got a scope as well. So it just, to me, felt a bit easier to run that. Now, weirdly enough, there is definitely something good happening with this It's funny that I changed to my scrambler rifle in panic and killed him as he killed me. But so the thing that I'm noticing that's really, really cool about the rail rifle is it's very usable with mouse and keyboard. You know, those of you who follow the channel for a while will probably know that I migrated away from mouse and keyboard recently and started using things like the scrambler rifle. Only because the aim assist was very good. It was a bit OP, if anything, and a charged up shot on an Imperial will kill most things in one shot. And to be honest, yeah, I think that is always a little bit kind of beardy to do that. But what I'm using here is this is all mouse and keyboard, and it's actually pretty good. I've got to admit, I'm quite pleased with it. This could be a general improvement in 1.7 patch of the support for mouse and keyboard. Or not, I don't know, but I'm personally finding the rail rifle very good on it. It could be because it's just an entirely new gun and I'm not spoilt yet by aim assist on the controller, so you know, that's probably not a bad thing. I think in terms of perhaps the damage, it's very good. Not sure what that guy's doing. Anyway, so is he hacking? So in terms of the damage, I would say the damage is actually pretty good. As you can see up close, it's still very formidable. The Capsuleer up close probably wouldn't have been as good as this gun there, obviously, because by design, it's meant for more range. To be honest, if you are a run and gun kind of player, look at this. I feel really bad now. Look, I was like, don't hack that, bro. Don't hack that, bro. I killed him. What a bastard I am. Seriously, what a bastard. I'm sorry, whoever that was. I'm really sorry. And I know that I'm now going to get shot down continually in FW. But so far, I've only had a few people shoot me, so I'm quite chuffed at that. I'm quite pleased. But I'm sure it's going to start a trend very soon that I'll be just completely blapped all the time. The kick is pretty good from it. I like the fact that if you are kicked from it, you can't go back in for the rest of the day. I do think that's a very good thing. But anyway, so continuing on rail rifle, I think, you know, the rail rifle is definitely worth a look. And again, I come back to my previous statement, which it does feel like a kind of more heavy caliber weapon. So it's almost the same as the assault rifle, but it just feels as if it's firing a much more heavier shot. Which obviously it is, but it just, you know, I've got to admit I was very impressed. I honestly also thought it would be a kind of whoop bang sort of shot, gun, but I'm really pleased to see that it's not. Whoops, that's me being an idiot. And I think certainly I'm quite impressed with how the different ranges of guns also happen are kind of in as well. So, you know, assault rifles, no offense, but they were stupidly OP. And now they're not. Their range is gimped. They're good up close still, but that's what they should be because they're kind of blaster style weapons. And I'm really pleased that people aren't spamming them like they used to. I hated joining matches, just seeing, you know, literally the same protest stomping, you know, arseholes running, you know, all prototype devols and just blapping everybody. You know, I don't mind one or two, but literally just seeing 6 dudes or even more, you know, the whole map filled with complete ass hats, as they should be known, just literally running the whole AR spam. I like the fact that actually people are having to learn new guns now. I think, yeah, this is a good step forward. So, I think one of the things I'm going to look at is the combat rifle as well. I'm really intrigued about that thing because while the rail rifle is particularly good at mouse and keyboard control, I would say that the combat rifle is probably going to be better because anything that is kind of very fast firing, spammy kind of rifles are going to be better on mouse and keyboard because you can maybe just control the spam a bit more. I don't know, I mean, I'm going to prove this, but I would say that these guns are very worth considering. The scrambler rifle is just terrible on mouse and keyboard. If you use scrambler rifle on mouse and keyboard, then all power to you because I just can't. I'm not that good a shot with the charged up shot. Whereas with the rail rifle, it's less of an issue, you know, because you're kind of firing 42 shots at somebody, and unless you're completely, you know, gimped, you're going to kill something at some point. So there we go. Loving the FW end screens, by the way. I know I haven't talked about this before, but I think there's something really awesome about the additional screen that just shows something about what's going on. It makes you do feel invested in the system. So just that thing of showing how many pilots are in space, that's awesome. I love that. I think that really does start to make me think, wow, there's people up there. And it's funny because in FW we've been running around looking up and we're like, oh, are we going to get an orbital this round? And we look up to see if there's a ship, a little blue box there. It's brilliant. And I think my most proudest moment was when I looked up and saw, I think, 3 or 4 ships there, and it was like, oh my god. And like, I think the squad leaders of the gang, 3 squad leaders called in 3 orbitals, and 3 orbitals came down at the same time. It was amazing. But anyway, so, you know, if you're not running FW, give it a go. I think it's definitely worth it. I think I am throwing my weight behind the Republic, only because I think I am returning to the scout suit. But we'll do another video on that very, very soon. So there we go. I'm going to write something on on the website about this, squadb.com. If you get really bored in your day, go check it out. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.